Oh, so let me make sure
Yes,
that I
yes.
can.
Okay, so today we will be going over our homework that had a combination of types of problems. We had the mean, mode, median, range problems. We had the ratio problems, the ratio and proportion problems, and the charts and the graphs. So let's look at our homework first, and then we'll continue our graphs and charts in our discussion. All right, so let me just
First,
question.
say that- I'm just saying if you hear a little sound in the background when I put my when I am on mute, is because the men are down on the street below me. They are fixing the re-aspirating what do you call it when you put on the black thing on the street.
Oh, blacktop.
Yeah, I was pretty almost finished. So it's this the sound of the tractor on the fixing it. You know, they started from the other day. The road was so rough, so they just
Okay.
completing it. So you hear this beeping sound. It's a tractor that setting the asphalt on the street properly. That is
Oh,
right
okay.
there.
All right. Can you see the homework?
Yes, miss. I
Okay.
can.
All right. So let's do our mean median practice first. Okay, Mercedes, read the first problem.
Give me 1 second, please. 1 second. I'm just setting my charger so in case this phone goes in on. Thank you. Okay, says please circle the correct answer or please answer in the box.
Okay.
Okay, that's the first one.
Now the first problem.
Okay, so what did I do here? Oh, this one it beat me, Miss Barbara.
No, just read it. Just read it, and I think you'll be able to figure it out. Read the first problem.
Okay, let me read again. 1 sec. All right. It says, all right. Number one, on his first 3 exams, Bob scored 75, 54.
No, 79.
Sorry, beg your pardon. 79, 54, and 61. What score must Bob have on the fourth exam to come to an average of 71 for all the 4 exams? I could remember all you told us to work this out, Barbara. I'm sorry.
Yes, we had an example. So the first thing you do is add up the scores for the 3 exams.
With that, to go
Did
again.
you do that?
You
So
said didn't know what to do again.
number one, add scores for the 3 exams. All right. And if it were 2 exams, you'd add for the 2 exams. But here, there's 4 exams and there's the scores, right? So if you add those up. So I'll say these. When you add those up, you have 79 plus 54 plus 61. Did you add those? What does that give you?
You 194.
Okay, 79 plus 54 plus 61. And you got 194. That's correct. 194. Okay. Okay, so that's, let me just put here step one. Now, do you know what the second step is?
That's what I couldn't remember.
Now, what score must Bob have on the 4th exam? That means there's going to be a 4th exam that he would take, right? So 3 then goes to 4, and the average on those 4 exams is 71. Now, if the average is 71 and you have 4 exams, what's your total score on those 4 exams? What's the total? I'll say these.
You mean if I had the 71 to it was my total?
No. 71 is an average. It's not a
Oh,
score. It's an average, and we call that mean, right?
oh,
So if your average is 71, and that average comes from 4 exams, what's the total for those 4 exams? That's your step 2. How do you find that?
mm, divide because there are three figures. I use 3 to divide 170, 194.
No. How do you calculate mean, which is the same as average? Tell me in words, how do you calculate mean?
Mean, first of all, you had all the numbers together and get one total. Then you count all the numbers that you had together, the amount of numbers you got. You're going to use that number to divide your total. Am I correct?
No. How do you calculate mean? Tell me in words.
Add and divide.
So what do you add?
You add up all the numbers that you got
And what do you
plus
divide by?
the amount of numbers that you add up.
That's right. You divide by the amount of numbers. Now, if that's the way you find the mean, and if you have 4, say, scores, 4 exam scores, and the average is 71, how do you find the total?
Yeah, obviously. Divide 4 into the total because it's 4 numbers.
Yeah, but we don't know the total. How would you find the total? You know you had 4 exams. You know your average or mean was 71. How do you find the total?
Okay, we're going to do something like cross multiply.
Not cross multiply, just multiply,
Oh,
right? So your step 2 would be you multiply number of exams by the average.
or the same set.
Yeah, and see what I'm saying exams here because that's what we have in this problem, but it doesn't
Yeah.
have to be exam. Multiply number of exams time the average. Because if the average is total divided by number of exams, then number of exams is multiplied times the average. In other words, let me just put this in words here so you can see why you multiply. So average, I'm using this for this particular problem. So your average would be what? Your total of your exams divided by the number of exams. So let me just put that here on the line. And that's divided by the number of exams, right?
Okay.
Now, you know the average, that's 71. You know the number of exams, that's 4. So if you want the total, you'd multiply by number of exams. Number of exams times average would give you your total. You understand this equality?
No, I'm not sure.
Okay. Now, you just told me this when I asked you, how do you find the mean? You said the total scores or items divided by the number of items. So in this case, with Bob, it's exams. So his average, and that's the same as mean, right? Mean is the same as average. So we just put that there. Okay. All right. So if the average is total of your exams divided by number of exams, that means then, let me substitute what they gave us. That means that 71 equal, and there are 4 exams because they said what will be the score on the 4th exam. So now there are 4 exams, right? And then that would be divided by number of exams. So let me just put an N here for the number of exams, right? That's N. So Mercedes, this formula that I wrote in words here, I put numbers on it. 71 is the average given. Number of exams is 4 because it says what score must Bob have on the 4th exam. So now there are 4 exams divided by number of exams, and I'm calling that N, right?
Okay.
Okay, you follow that?
I'm trying to see if I understand. I don't know. I just can't get the 71. Is the average of the
Average is 71. That's the mean. And you just told me to find the mean, you add up the total scores divided by number of scores. Total of your items divided by your number of items. In this case, this is exams. Total of your exams divided by your number of exams. You
I
know
just
the
need
average. They gave you that, an average of 71.
Okay.
And for all the 4 exams, that's the number of exams, right?
Oh,
Question?
I'm still puzzled. I'm sorry. I don't know if my head is tough or what, but I just can't.
Tell me again, how do you find mean?
Oh, okay. Say we have 6
In
numbers.
words, in words.
Okay. Add up all the amount of numbers that you got.
Okay,
The total number you got after you add it, you're going to count the amount of numbers that you add up and use that number to divide the total you got.
that's right. And that's exactly what this is right here. You just told me what average or mean is. You said you add up the total
But what I
of
don't get is, Miss, sorry, is how they get the 71.
the 71 is an average, and that came from taking your total and dividing by the number of exams. So you know the average, they gave that to you, 71. The total of your exams you don't know, but you know that that average came from 4 exams, right?
So, Miss, you have
I'm
yeah,
sorry, this right here is, this is the N. Oop. And this is the N. This is the total of all your exams, and that's what we're looking for. The number of exams is 4. I had it backwards. There we go. Okay. So the total, they gave you the 71 average.
yes.
They told you that represents the average for 4 exams. So average or mean is 71. Number of exams is 4. Now we just have to find N, the total. So how do we calculate N with this equality here?
Okay. We're going to use 4 to multiply 71, and the answer is uh-oh.
That's right.
Eight-
N equal 4 times 71. What's that equal to?
4
What is it, Mercedes?
284.
284. Let's make that a small n. All right. Okay. So now we know the total when Bob takes 4 exams. We also know the total when Bob takes 3 exams.
That's
Right?
what I, sorry, miss, that's what I call it cross multiply. He says no.
Yeah,
And when
but
you
you,
said that,
well, it's cross multiply. N times 1 is n.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, you could say cross multiply because you could put a 1 up under the 71, but it's really just multiplying 4 times 71.
but I couldn't get it when you said it the other way. Now you put it the n at the top and the 4 at the bottom. I got it right away.
Yeah. Okay.
And if I still use 4 to divide 284, I get back 71.
That's right. That's how you could check it, right? Okay. So now you know 2 things. You know the scores for 3 exams, this 284, and that's the scores for 4 exams. Okay, so let me put scores for 4 exams. Now you know what score must Bob make to get this average.
Yeah,
What is it?
284. 284 to get the average to 74.
No.
What?
This is a total. This is a total with 3
Total
exams. This is
yes,
a total with 4. What score must he make on this 4 exam to get this average of 71?
okay.
What is it? What's your third step?
Okay, the next step is use 194, subtract it from 284 to get
That's right. That's right. Step 3, you got it. Subtract the number he got for the 3 exams from the number he got for the 4 exam. That's 284. So 284 minus, subtract 284 minus 194. Okay. Subtract the scores, the total for the 3 from the total for the 4. And what does that give you?
90.
Let's see. Let's see, we don't have 90 there.
Mm.
Let's see if I copied them all correctly. 79, 54, 61. Must have copied one wrong because I had 91 as the answer. Let's see, 79, 54, 61, 18, 19. 4 times 1 is 4, 284, 190. Okay. I think I may have had it, unless I copied this wrong. Okay, so this would be 90. Okay, and then the answer would be A. But that one, actually, I'll give you credit. Well, I really won't grade that one because the 91 should have been a 90. Answer A. But these are the steps. I'll say, did you have any questions on the steps?
Okay, just scroll up, please, so I can see.
Okay.
Look at it one more time.
Okay.
Okay.
3 exams, 79, 54, 61. Add those up, you get 194. Now the question is, what must Bob make on the fourth exam to get an average of 71? So you've got to find out what's the total when you have 4 exams. That's just step 2. Average total of all your exams times the number divided by the number of exams. So 4 times 71 is 284. So 284, third step, subtract that 194 from 284, and he must have 90 on the fourth exam to get this average. All right.
Okay, yes, thank you.
Is it clear? Is it clear now how you solve these kind of problems?
Yes, I'm still getting this one.
Yeah, these are common problems
I,
on the
I
GED.
remember one example, but when I added up, I says, "Oh Lord, what I forgot. I'm not remember the four. I was asking. He said, "What score must Bob have on the fourth exam to come to an average of 71?"
Right.
for all?"
But you knew the first step, you add up those scores. I think you said that, right?
Yes.
So for the 3 exams, you add up the scores. Now, you don't know the total for the 4 exams, but you have enough information to calculate it, right? You have the average or mean, and you have the number of exams, so you can calculate the total. That's just a multiplication. Number of exams times average or mean gives you the total of those exams. That's how you got the 284. So started with 194 for 3 exams, 284 for 4 exams. To get that average of 71, what do you have to make on the 4th exam? The difference between scores for the 3 exam and the scores for the 4 exams.
Would be 90.
It would be 90. Okay. Questions?
No, thank you.
Now, the second one, and I was surprised that this seemed to cause you problems. And it's because I think you don't.
No, the first one. It was the first you just did.
Okay. So you did number 2?
Yes. Where's my paper?
Okay. So number 2, what do you get for the mean? Mercedes. What did you get for the mean? What was the value for your mean here? You did number 2. What was the mean?
We paused a while ago, so I didn't hear you. We stopped a while ago.
Okay. Now, my question is, what is the mean in number 2? You said you did number 2. So what was the value of the mean that you got here?
The mean I got was 2.5, right?
You said you got 2.5?
Yeah.
Okay, let me put what you said. You got 2.5. Okay, what did you get for the mode?
I get 2. What
You
is
got
it?
what?
2.
How many 2s are there?
2. Oh Lord, I should have added them together.
No, how many 2s do you see?
3.
I only see 1. Only, that's a +2.
Oh,
Which one appears more than any of the others?
oh, the -2.
The -2.
There's a -2 I have.
Okay, so the mode is a -2, not 2. The difference in a -2 and a +2, right?
Yes, I have -2.
Okay, so you have -2. What do you have for the median?
I have -2.
That's for the mode, because there's 1, 2, 3. 3 -2s, and that appears more than any of the others because there's only 2 1s, 1 2, 1 5, and 1 -4. Now, what did you get for the median?
I got, okay, I got 2 -2 in the middle. but because it have the sign on it, I didn't sure for what I should do next. I just put down -2.
So you put median -2?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm writing down what you have. Okay. What do you get for the range?
What the range was, where is it? 4.
Got one?
Yes.
What was your range?
It was not -4. Oh, you call it a one, +4, +4.
Okay, so you got a 4 for the range, you said, right?
Yeah, I put a +4
Okay. Let me
beside.
all right. This is what you got. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's calculate it, see if it matches what you have. Now, to get the mean, you add up everything and divide by the number of items. How many items you have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there are
Wait, wait, wait.
10. Question?
On. I didn't count this 0. I
What?
count I count 0, comma, 2, comma, just one number.
No, that's one of the
Oh,
temperatures. 0.
I didn't know what I come to
After
my
every
mind.
comma, there's a number that represents the
Number.
temperature. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there are 10 temperatures, right?
Yes.
10 temperatures. Okay. All right. Now let's put them in order. Let's put them in order from high
Too low.
to low or from low to high. Which way do you want to put them in order, Miss Lady? You want to go high to low or low to high?
Can be high to low.
Okay. So what's the biggest number?
Biggest number is +5.
Okay. So +5. Now, what's the smallest number? I want to put the biggest and the smallest. What's the smallest number?
I would say smallest number is -2
Nope. I'm on the number line.
plus +2. That's why this one was puzzling me so when I see the sign.
No, the smallest numbers are -4.
-4.
-4. You remember the number line? Let's review our number line. Okay.
I know this one was gonna catch me from I see the sign.
Okay. Let's go a number line here. Oh, this is not letting me put. It's not letting me. Let's see if I can draw.
You hear someone like somebody trying to come in, Miss Barbara. Let me look.
New share. Let me go back to where I was. Okay. Now I was trying to put the number line, but remember the number line, the numbers as you go from left to right with your negative numbers, you're getting smaller. A -4 is smaller than a -3.
Oh, I see.
Because if you owe somebody $4 and you owe somebody else $3, who do you owe the most? It's the -4. So you're more in debt with the -4 than you are with the -3, right?
Okay, so
So the smallest numbers are -4. Okay, now let's continue. Now you're putting them from high to low. So what comes after the +5?
So we have -4 now.
No, you going from high to low. What's the next number decreasing after the 5?
4 or
+4,
+4.
right? Remember, all your positive numbers are going to be bigger than your negative. So what's the next one?
Oh no. +2.
That's right. Very good. +2. All right. What's the next one?
You have 3, Miss Barbara.
Oh, thank you. What's the next one after the, okay, this is a 2. Okay, after the +2, what's the next number, Mercedes?
+1.
Okay, +1.
2.
And you have 2 +1s, right? And what's the next one?
Okay. Well, okay, give me a second. 1, 2.
Low to high. I'm sorry, I
Well,
had a low.
I think all eyes finish.
You're gonna throw away the 0, right?
Oh, zeros after. Okay,
It's
0
a
then.
0. You can't throw away that 0. That's part of the 10 temperatures,
Yeah, we're on the number line.
right? Yes. Now, what's the next, Lois?
Okay. +2.
You've
No,
already got the 2. You finish all your positives include 0. Now you're on the negatives. Remember, the -4 is the lowest. So what's the next lowest after the 0?
-4. Am I
-4,
correct?
we have it right here. That's your
1.
lowest. What
1.
is it?
Yes. 1. -1.
There's no -1 here.
Posit. What do you? Oh, let me see.
Remember, we're going from high to low.
Oh yes.
What's lower than a 0?
1.
1 is,
Mm.
the 1 is here. It's higher than the 0. What's the next lowest number in this series of
Okay.
temperatures?
-1. But I don't see none there.
There's no -1. We're using these temperatures. So look at this list. What comes next?
-2.
Yes, -2.
Oh, we
And there's
have
3 of them, right? So -2, -2, comma, and then we just bring out -4. That's the smallest. So let's bring it over here. Now you have them in order.
Oh boy.
Order from high to low. Okay, so we put them from high to low. 5 plus 5 being the highest, -4 being the lowest. In between, after the 5, there's a 4, there's a 2, there's a 1, there's a 1, there's a 0. Now you're into your negatives because the negatives are all lower. So -2, -2, -2, -4. Questions, Mercedes? I want to put them in order.
Just teach me something new. Because I didn't look at it that way to do it.
Yeah, but I wanted to see if you'll remember your signs. This was testing, not
This is
just calculating the mean, but if you know
remember,
how you order your signs. And
you
that's
know,
why
I
I
didn't
was trying to do
realize,
the number line.
yeah, I didn't even realize that I should have done it that way. I thought I just do it, but no, I have a doubt then, anyways, that I should do it that way.
Well, you know, to do median, you have to order your numbers, either high to low or low to high.
Yes,
So
yes.
if you have some positive and negative numbers, your positive numbers are higher than your negative numbers. 0 is higher than your negative numbers. Remember when we did the number line, we had the 0 in the middle? Try to do it on the blackboard, on the whiteboard, but that's somehow not working. But anyway, they're in order, right?
So we had them up just the way they are in order.
Well, you can add them up. So add up your plus, add up your minus, and then you subtract. So what do your plus numbers add up to? I'll say these.
Okay. Miss Barbara, you know that I did it halfway this way and then change it around and go do it all the other way. I can't believe it.
Okay.
And,
Add the positives, add the then subtract. So let me just say add positive numbers, add negative numbers. And when you add positive, you get positive number total, negative number total, then subtract. Remember that your sign rules, when there are different signs, you subtract. So what do your positives add up to, Mercedes? 5 plus 4 plus 2 plus 1, and then the 0, of course, would just be 0. Okay, so what does this add up to?
13.
Okay, so plus, let me put here, plus 13. Okay. And what do you get for the negative? Total negative numbers is what?
10.
Okay, minus 10. Okay, so when you add them up, you get a plus 13 total for positive, minus 10 total for negative. Now subtract.
10 from 13, leave 3.
Plus or minus?
Plus.
Oh, but the signs, you say we subtract, right? Plus 13. And let me just put underneath that the minus 10. Okay, minus 10. And we subtract. And what did you say you get, Mercedes?
3.
What do you get?
3.
Plus or minus?
Plus.
No, subtract and use the sign. I'm sorry,
Because
you're right. Plus 3, right? Subtract and keep the sign of the bigger number, and that's the 13. So your answer would be plus 3. That's correct.
I get number 1 wrong.
Okay, but now that's not the okay. We're looking for the mean, right? So what would the mean be?
The mean would be 3. Plus 3.
No, the mean is the total over the total number of items, right?
Oh, so the mean,
So what would the mean be?
Mean would be 23.
No. This is your total right here, right?
2 total I got on both sides.
But mean is total. So mean equal total. You told me that, right? Divided by number of items. So what would the mean be? I'll say these. 3 over what?
3 over 20.
How many items were there?
2.
No.
Oh, you mean
10.
all
10 temperatures. Remember, you told me what mean total over the total number of items. They're 10.
10, yes.
So it would be 3 over 10.
Oh, that's what you mean now.
That's right. So the mean here would be 3 over 10, over 10, right? Not 2.5. I don't know how you got that 2.5.
I did a different way. I just did the ordinary way because I wasn't thinking of the sign. So now if I get another one like this, I sure will kick it.
You can't throw away these signs. If it says negative, you've got to use the negative sign.
Work it the same way I do it normally.
Yes, except you have negative and positive numbers. So the easiest way would just be to add up all the positives, add up the negatives, and then divide the total. There's the total right there. And that was a 3. And that 3 is divided by the number of items that we said 10 temperatures. So 3 over 10. You got it?
So that now I know why you put the 10, the 3/10. Mhm.
Yes, because you remember I asked you, how do you find mean? And you told me exactly. You said divide your total number of items by how many items you have. And
And
here we have 10 temperatures. So the total we found was 3. You told me that right here. All right.
yeah.
And so we divide that by the total number of items. So the mean is 3/10.
Oh, I got it
You
now.
got it, Mercedes?
Because I was saying, well, was about to ask you, why did you use a 10 instead of the 13? No, I understood because there are
Now you
10,
understand because there are 10
there are 10.
items, right?
So
Think of your definition of mean. Total, like over here, we had total of exams over number of exams. Here, total of your temperatures divided by the number of temperatures. And that's why I put here 10 temperatures.
okay.
Got it?
So as long as I'm getting the sign, I'm correct the signs with the numbers as normal.
Yes, because you add up your positives, add up your negatives, get a total. Total divided by the number of items, that's your mean.
To Dolphins, Barbara, this
Uh,
same thing, this same thing come to me, said add up all one side first, the other side. And I didn't do it.
yeah, you should have added up all your negatives. See, the thing is, you sometimes you throw away your signs, but you can't do that. They have value. And the
Okay.
negative is different from the positive, right?
Yes.
Now your mode was correct, Mercedes. There's -2 that appears there 3 times, appears more than any of the others. So the mode is 2, -2. Now we have them in order here. How would you find the median?
Okay.
There are 10 items, and if you have an even set of items, how do you find the median?
What I did was I know I counted 4 on each side and I end up with
Okay,
one 0 in the middle.
okay, very
I
good,
I, I bracket
Mercedes.
I bracket I really bracket 4 on each side.
Okay, so let me just put that here. You said you have 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 right here,
Bracket,
and
bracket.
then 1, 2, 3, 4, and you said the 1 and 0 is in the middle. Oh, thank you. Okay, so let's just make that bigger. Okay, the 1 and
What
0 is in the middle. So what did you do with that 1 and 0?
right now I go blank because I didn't realize that I misunderstood the 2 comma and 0. That was one number, so I didn't count the zeros as one number. So now I'm in trouble.
Yeah, but that was one of the numbers, 0. Calculate the median. So the 2 in the middle are what temperatures?
2 in the middle are what?
What
One.
temperatures in the middle? Here we go, right here, 1 and 0, right?
Yes.
So what would you do with that 1 and 0?
Would I put them down for the answer?
No, how do you calculate the median when you have an even set of numbers? Tell me in words.
When you're gonna show that you only have one. Oh,
No, don't use numbers. Just tell me in words. How do you calculate median when there's an even set of items?
you make sure you balance the numbers count on both sides. You have same number on both sides, and what is left in the middle is the median.
No, you
I say,
you have 2 items in the middle. You add them up and get an average.
oh, that's what you're asking me?
Remember? Yes. So
Yeah,
you
but sorry,
one,
because
plus 0, and then you divide by 2,
What?
right? You've been doing that all the time.
Yeah, but because it's a 1 and a 0.
Yeah, same thing. 1 plus 0, and then divide by 2. And what's that equal to? Mercedes, what is that equal to?
0. 2 into 2 can't go into 2 into 0 is 0.
No, what's 1 plus 0 equal to?
1 plus
What's
0
1 plus
is
0?
1.
1, right. And then 1 over 2 is just 1/2, right?
Oh
Correct?
boy.
1 plus 0 is 1. So let's put that there. And then we put a 2 here. So your median is 1/2.
Oh boy.
So your median, let's go back up here. Put the median. The median is 1/2.
Oh boy.
Or if you want to put it as a decimal, or 0.5. Same thing, right? Not -2.
Okay. But I get -2 because I use a complete different.
Remember, Mercedes, we've been doing median when they're even set. And we take the 2 in the middle, add them up, and get an average. So you just take the 2 in the middle, add them up, divide by 2. No different here. 1 and 0 are your two numbers. 1 plus 0 divided by 2 is 1 over 2, or 1/2.
I started taking back because of a 0. And I've done it like that with a 0. But
Doesn't
I get,
matter that it's 0.
yeah, I get understanding now.
You got
Thank
it?
you. Yes.
Okay. All right, now, how would you find the range? You know your high, you know your low. You have them in order right here. We have them in order right here.
So
So what would be your range? How would you calculate the range? Range equal high is value minus low is value. So what's your highest value, Mercedes? We have them in order right here. What's the highest?
um +4.
What's the highest?
Is that +4?
They're in order. What number is the highest? We have them high to low.
I see 5.
You're
But
5. That's right. So your highest value is 5. What's your
+2
lowest value?
is 2. Oh, sorry, 1, 1, 1, 1.
No. This is your highest. This
Oh,
is your lowest. They're in
oh,
order.
oh no, not again.
So what's your
Oh,
lowest?
-4.
That's right. So it will be minus, and that's a -4. So we've got to put a -4. So what's that equal to, Mercedes?
Negative,
What is it?
-1,
No,
+1.
no.
Oh wait,
Minus give you plus. So that's really
9,
5 plus 4. And what's that equal to, Mercedes?
9.
9. That's it. That's your
Really?
range.
Oh,
Your range here is 9,
you see that?
not a 4. Okay, take that out.
Oh boy, this one is new. I miss what's your name, dear? Because you're
Maureen.
Maureen.
Maureen had problems with this one. She sent me something and I sent her back. And then she went to the next part. I think she still was having problems with it. And it was the signs, but you got to remember, you add up your like signs, you subtract your unlike signs. So you just add up all your negatives, add up all your positives, and then subtract.
Make sure that's why you put the 0 in it, miss, so we can divide it.
Yeah, the
And then
0 is one of your items. So you have to count that. That's how you get 10. 4, let's see, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 temperatures, 0 being one of them. Any questions on mean, mode, median, or range?
in category, sort of new to me. I never done it like this before.
What?
In this category, you do it with the signs. It's new to me then, but I'm
But
catching on.
science is not new. We've been dealing with science all along. I'm just trying to
I
find
mean,
out if you still understand how you use the sign numbers.
it's
Those
really a
sign
good.
rules are going to follow you throughout our problems. Okay.
Okay.
Throughout the problems I
Why, why
give
I
you.
says why I say it like that is because I'm thinking of the mean mode and median and range. See, I never get the sign with the number like that way. So you give me a broader way to think now. What you
Yes, yes. I want you to be able to incorporate what we've learned on other things and what we're
yeah,
doing now. So
got
even
it.
though we're doing mean, mode, median, the numbers are not always positive numbers.
That's
That's why I
smart.
put these in to let you know that you're not always using positive numbers to calculate this data. So be able to do it whether the numbers are positive or whether they're negative. It's still the same formula, right? Add up all your totals divided by the number of items. That's what you did when you got the +3. That was adding up all your items, and then your total items was 10 and 3 over 10, and that gave you your
Yeah.
mean.
That's a,
Questions?
the little part with the we get off. Can I go back there? What you
Which
said
one?
again?
The range?
No, the median.
The median. Okay, let's go back here. We had them in order, right? We did them in
Yeah.
order back up here. We had them in order from high to low, right? And we just put the order here, and you said 4 and then 4 and 2 in the middle. And the 2 in the middle, the 1 and the 0.
Yeah.
And so the 2 in the middle, you get an average of those two numbers. To get an average, you add up the two numbers, divide by 2. So
Okay.
1 plus 0 is a 1. Divide by 2, you get 1/2,
Okay.
right?
You just say 1 plus 0 is 1.
Right.
And then you just carry the 2 across.
And then the 2, 1 plus 0 is 1. And then that's 1 divided by 2. That was your denominator. That stays your denominator,
Okay.
right? The numerator is now the sum of 1 and 0. And that's 1. Got
Okay.
it? And then the range, your highest value minus the lowest. Since they're in order, you just go back up here to your order here. You say, okay, 5, that's my highest value. And my lowest value is the -4 because we put that there first. And whenever you have a
On
negative and a negative, that's like negative times negative positive. So that becomes a +4. And a 5 and a +4 gives you 9 for the range.
okay.
Other questions, Mercedes?
I'm thinking Barbara.
So if you had another one like this, you could do it, right?
I think I could challenge it. Yes.
Okay. I think maybe I'll give you one on the next.
Not no miss.
Huh?
Not the next. Not no miss on the next.
I don't mean now, I mean the next homework. So you'll have time to look over the example. Okay, let me just make a note because I want you to practice with negative numbers. So just to reinforce this, I'll give you another problem with negative numbers. Same kind of problem. See if you get it right, okay? This is a practice now. This is how we learn, by practicing.
Okay.
Okay, let's go to ratio practice.
Oh, this one I
Did,
couldn't budget.
no, you didn't. You didn't. Okay, let's go here. Okay. Now, what was wrong here, Mercedes? This is ratio. It's not ratio proportion. It's just ratio, right? Okay, so read number 1.
You said a iBird car can go 400 miles on an 8-gallon of gas. How far can the car take you with 1 gallon of gas? Wait, did I do that one? I think I did.
You do that one, that's just ratio only.
Sure. I know I said it.
Well, this one is really mental math. But if you did ratio, 400 miles on 8 gallons, how many miles on 1 gallon? Mental math.
4 divided by 80, by 488 divide 400 to get it, miss.
What's your answer?
Oh no, I would have to do it from a calculator.
What is your answer here? What would you put in the box?
Um, I can't believe this.
Hmm?
50.
50. That's right. 50.
That's the answer, miss.
That's the answer. Very
That,
good,
that,
Mercedes.
that's
That's
what
what I
I
tell you, mental math, right?
that's what I did. I got it, and I says no, it's not the answer. Look,
No, that's your answer. Because you have 400, and that's miles, right? Let's put what we have here.
exactly what I did, miss. And I says no, it's not.
And that's correct, Mercedes. You did it exactly right. Don't doubt yourself. And that's 8 gallons, right? There's your ratio.
Yeah.
And that's how many miles over 1 gallon, right? Bring
Oh,
that up. Okay. So or
oh,
you could say like this, well, 1 gallon is going to be 1/8 of 400, which is 50, right? So this would be equal to, let's just say put equal, and that would be in miles, that ratio equal to in miles over 1 gallon. You want to set it up, you can set it up just like this. And this would be 1 gallon. 1 gallon. And 8n equal 400, or n is 400 over 8. They give you 50. But this was a nice little mental math problem. You didn't really have to do that, right?
I got it, but that says no. I don't think that's the answer.
That's the answer, 50 miles.
For
8
one,
gallons take you 400 miles. 1 gallon of gas would take you 1/8 of 400, and 8 in the 400 is 50. That's your answer. Got
oh
it?
boy.
So you got it right, Mercedes. Very
Oh,
good.
I'm so doubtful. I don't know why I'm so doubtful.
No, you gotta. Okay. So you had that one correct. Now let's go to the next one. All right, Mercedes, I guess Maureen didn't make it. Okay, read number 2 and tell me how you think you would solve it.
I don't remember if I did this one. It says, suppose the width of a soccer field 60 meters and length is 100 meters. What is the ratio in the simplest form of the length to the area of the field?
Okay, suppose the width of a soccer field, this should be is 60 meters and the length is 100 meters. So we're trying to find the ratio. So let's just put what we're trying to find. Ratio of what? Length to area, right?
Yeah, ratio of length.
Length to area. And if you, since they gave you a colon, you could say ratio let's put the colon here. Length to area. So let's put length. And I'll put colon area. All right. So what is your length?
The length is 100 meter.
Okay, 100 meters. Okay, so let me just copy that and let's just plug in our values and you'll have it correct. Okay, so let me just say length colon area, and that's what they ask you for, right? And let's just underline. That's the ratio you're looking for right there. Length to area. So length you said was 100, right? So let's put 100, and that's in meters. Okay. And what's the area, Mercedes?
The area 60. Mm.
No, what did I gave you a formula. What is the area? Right here.
Okay, area is length by width. Sorry,
Okay,
sorry.
so what is area?
Length. Okay, area is length by width would be 100 by 60.
That's right. Area equal length 100 times width 60. And what is that equal to?
That will equal to
100 by 60.
100 by 60 give you.
That's a math.
Uh-oh.
6 and 3 zeros, right?
Oh yeah. No,
6,
it's
3
3.
zeros. Yeah, because you have 0, 0, 0, 0. So you just copy these 2 zeros, that 0, and then 6. So it will be 100, and the area, let's put here 6,000, right? Because that's what we got. Okay, now you don't see that as one of the answers, right? So this 100, the 6,000 simplifies to what? I'll say these.
This, say it again. This
The
6
100 to 6,000.
simplify to 1/6
What
fraction
what is the simplified to?
1 is simplified to fraction 1/6 or 1.6.
No. 100 goes into 100 how many times?
Oh no. 100 going to 100 one time.
One time. Okay. 100 goes into 6,000 how many times?
So 100 going to what?
100 divides into 6,000 how many times?
60 times.
60, right?
Yeah.
So what's the answer?
Oh, the answer is C.
That's it. Answer C.
I mean, after did it, you use the same 100 and divide the it's to 6,000.
Yeah, but the area is length times the width. That's 100 times 60 or 6,000. So length is 100, area 6,000. And you could just cancel out 2 zeros here and 2 zeros here. You get 1 to 60, right?
Okay.
I mean, you divide by 100, but the easiest would just be to cancel these 2 zeros and cancel these 2 zeros, and you get 1 to 60, which is answer C.
Oh, that's what I meant to do, but I did all the zero instead. That's why I
What
was saying
happened, Mercedes?
instead I did like cancel all the zero in 100 and cancel out of 6,000. I cancel all zero. That's why I was saying 1/6.
No, you can't, but you can't cancel all the zeros because you only have 2 here. You can't cancel out 3 to 2. It has to be 2 and 2,
Okay.
right?
Yes.
Can't be 1 to 6 unless you had 3 zeros here, but you didn't have 3. You only had 100, 2 zeros. So cancel these 2 cancel these two. What do you have left? 1 and 60. Got it?
So that's the average.
No, we're not looking for an average. We're looking for a ratio.
Sorry, that's the ratio I mean. Ratio
Right,
meant.
and we can do it with the colon. We could do it with the 2 ratio of length to area, or we could have had a fraction. We could have had 1 over 60, but they gave it to you with the colon, 1 to 60. So that's our answer, 1 to 60.
Okay.
What would be the ratio of the width to the area, Mercedes?
The width of the area.
Yeah. What
Um,
is the ratio of the width to the area?
would it
Now,
be 6 to 1?
what would it be?
60 to 1. If it's the same numbers we're using. 60 to 1.
How
Or
are you getting 60 to 1? The width is what?
the 60.
60, okay. And what's the area?
The area is what is it?
Area is 6,000.
6,000, yes.
Okay, so this will be 6,000. What is this equal to? What would that be equal to simplified?
100? Oh
What
no.
would it be equal to?
Uh,
60
six,
divided by 60 is what?
that would be what? 60 upon 600? No, sorry. That would be 0.01.
No, keep the colon. What would it be?
0.01.
No, cancel 0, cancel 0. So cancel 0 here, cancel 0 here. And what do you get left? 1 to what?
1 to 600.
1 to 600.
Because I turned around because you told me I turned around the opposite way. That's why I said.
No, 1 to 600. Right? Because all 60 into 6,000 is 600. 60 into 6,000. That's 1. That's, oh, I'm
Yes,
sorry.
because we
This
multiply the
should be 100. 60 into 60 is 1. So that would be 100. Right? Mark out the 0 here, 0 here. You have 6 to 600. And that's 1 to 100. Got it?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's look at, that was, okay, we still with ratio. And let's look at the next problem. Okay, Mercedes, read number 3.
It said geography.
Geometry.
Geometry. Sorry. A test has 30 questions. 6 of the 30 questions are based on chapter 5. What is the ratio of questions from chapter 5 to the other questions on the test?
So your ratio is what? Questions from chapter 5. So let's put questions from chapter 5 and other questions on the test. So let's just put, because this gave it as a fraction. So the ratio is questions from chapter 5 to other questions on the test. Other questions on the test. So what are the number of questions based on chapter 5?
Number of question. 6.
That's right, 6 right there. Okay, so this would be equal to 6. Now, what other number of questions other than the questions from chapter 5?
Okay. You said what is the ratio of question from chapter 5 to the other question on the test?
So what's the number of the other questions? How many other questions on the test are there?
5 more?
No,
Wait. 6 of 30 from chapter 5. What is the ratio? What is the ratio of the question from
so
chapter 5 to the other question? You
so
didn't say
what are the other questions on the test? What's that number? How many other questions on the test are there?
there are, okay. There are 30 questions.
Right.
6 of the 30 questions are based only on chapter 5. So if it's 6 from 30, I have 25 left.
How many?
25 left.
6 from 30?
6 from 30. What did I say? 25?
Yeah, you said 25, but it's not 25. What is it?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's not 5.
6 from 30 is what?
6 from 30 is 24.
24. So that's 24, right? Now, simplify 6 over 24. What is that equal to?
Okay, that will equal to 6, 1, and 6 into 24. 6 into 24 give you 4.
Okay, there you go. Got your answer. 1 over 4, and that's answer what?
A.
A. That's it. I'll say that you got it.
Let me really recheck this one. I can't believe it. I really checked
Got
this.
it. You figured it out. Very good. Answer A.
It says 30 question. 6 of the 30 question based chapter 5. If you have 24 leave, you put it over, you put 6, put 26 over 24,
Mhm.
and then divide.
That's it. 6 came from chapter 5, based on chapter 5. And if it's a total of 30, 30 minus 6 is 24 other questions, right? And then simplify it to 1 over 4, and that matches answer A.
Oh,
Got it?
yes.
You
Where's
see when you read through it, how you can figure it out, Mercedes?
you can't read through this proverb so fast. You have to
That's
really
it.
read and focus.
Yeah, but you got to pick out the key things. The total of
That's
30
true.
questions, 6 based on chapter 5, and the other questions not on chapter 5 is the difference in the 30 and the 6. So 6 over 24 and simplified to 1 over 4. Okay.
Yes, thank
Yeah, you see how you figure that out, Mercedes? All right. Now, number 1, cross multiply. Tell me the answer for number 1.
25.
All right. Very good. Answer 25. Answer B. All right. Okay, so let's go to the next ratio proportion problem. Okay,
I got
what did you
D
get
number
for,
D 9 days.
you got E? Let's
D D
two.
9 days.
Okay, yeah, 9 days. That's correct.
I set
Yes.
it up, Barbara, and the cross multiply, and say yes, yes. Here,
Okay,
I
8
hope I
liters
hope
over
right.
4 equal 18 over n, and n is 9 days. Very good, Mercedes. All right. Now let's go to graphs and charts. I
Okay,
think
what's
we'll
that?
be able to do some of those. Okay.
Okay.
Now this one,
What number is that?
okay.
Where?
Okay, we're looking at
Okay.
graphs and charts. We're looking at a line graph.
Oh, this
Okay.
one.
Yes. How many bagels were sold in April? Can you read it off the graph?
Okay,
There's April. You
I
go all the
and
way up to here, and
my answer was 235.
235. That is correct. Very good, Mercedes. Shows you can read those graphs. Okay, you got 235, and that is correct. Okay, let's go to our next. We got a circle graph here.
Oh no, this one beat me.
Now, read this one. You can figure it out.
It says use the circle graph below for this problem. A library has 670 books that include mathematics, physics,
Chemistry.
chemistry, English, and history. Use the following graph to answer the question, what is the number of mathematics books?
Now the circle graph here has them as percentages, right? So you just need to find the math percent and multiply it by 670. So what's the percent of the books that are math books? I'll say these.
30.
30%. Okay, so you got 30%. Okay, so let's put here 30%. 30%. You just read that off the circle graph. 30% of books or mathematics books. Now it says, what is the number of mathematics books? You just take that 30% and multiply it by 670. So multiply that out.
Oh, oh, right.
That's your
Right.
answer. 30% of 670, that's your total. And of means a multiply, so you make your decimal up, your percent a decimal.
Okay.
Divide by 100 or shift decimal point 2 places to the left. That becomes 0.30 times 670. What is that equal to, Mercedes? What did you get?
I got 201.
That's the answer. Very good. 201. So that's your answer. So you put that here. Okay. 201.
So
That's it.
30% of the mathematic books is 201 books.
That's right. You just take whatever percent is in the pie chart or circle graph, multiply it by the total number of all the books. That gives
So
you
that's what
mathematics books.
That's what comes to mind. Say to
That's it. Because remember, I tell you the circle graphs sometimes are all in percents. So 30% of math, 10% of history. And if it said how many history, 10% of 670 would just be 67, right?
Okay.
Okay. So that was the circle graph. Now let's go to this little nice pizza chart.
Oh, I was trying to work this one out and I said I can't get because it puzzled me because it said each symbol represent 1,000.
Yeah, each one of these represent 1,000 pizzas. See, I didn't know if you could read that right there, but that little circle represents 1,000. So you got the monthly sales of 3 rivals pizza companies. How many more pizzas did Heaven's Pizza sell than Drought's Pizza? So we've got Heaven's Pizza and we got Drought's Pizza. So how many Heaven's Pizzas were sold? Now, Mercedes, notice now, let's go back up here. Each one of these is a whole, right? So this is a half, but that's 1, 2, 3, 4 slices in this half, and 1, 2, 3, 4 slices in this half. So that means 8, right? So when you go to Heaven's Pizza, how many slices are represented there?
And who's
Heaven's Pizza, how many slices are represented?
okay, let me set it. Let me see.
I'll put it here, Heaven's.
Okay. I see 4 3/4.
How many?
Is it 4 3/4? 4 3/4?
No.
Oh no.
Remember I said each one of these represent 1/8. So how many eighths do you see here?
That means 1.
Hello?
Okay, 1 minute, 1 sec.
Each slices represent 1/8. So how many do you see?
So half would be 4.
Now, how many eighths? So it's 4 whole, right?
Yes.
How many fractions of eighths do you see here?
I see about 5.
Yeah, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this will be 4 and 5/8. That represents Heaven's Pizza. Now let's look at Drought's Pizza. Okay. Draughts Pizza. So how many did Drought's Pizza sell? You have 3 whole, and this represents what?
Okay.
How many eighths?
You have 1, 2, 3, 3/8.
Yeah, okay, so 3 and 3/8. Very good, Mercedes. So that's 3 and 3/8. Now subtract 3 and 3/8 from 3 and subtract 3 and 3/8 from 4 and 5/8. So let's just put here. Okay. So I'm going to put the 4 and 5/8 right here. And I want you to subtract. Now subtract the 3 and 3/8 from it. Okay. It's a mixed fraction. Subtract the wholes and subtract the fractions. So subtract this.
So it will be 1.
So what does that give you?
1 and 2/8.
1 and 2/8. Or simplify it would be what? 1 and what?
1 and 1/4.
That's right, 1 1/4, 1 1/4. All right, 1 1/4. Okay, now, so 1,000, what is 1,000? Now you got to multiply, that's 1 1/4 difference, right? Then multiply that by 1,000. And what do you get? 1 1/4 times 1,000. What do you get? What's your answer, Mercedes?
What do I write in the calculator?
1 1/4
One.
times 1,000, because each one of those represent 1,000 pieces, right?
I know how to write the calculator.
Well, 1/4 is 0.25. So you can say 1.25 times 1,000. And what's that equal to?
Hold on. 1 and 1, 1 and 1, 1.1.
No, 1/4 is 0.25. Remember?
Yeah, one.
25 cents of a dollar is a quarter. So 1 2/4 is 1.25. So what's 1.25? You can say 1.25 times 1,000. What is that equal to?
1,000.
What's that? That's the
That is
math, Mercedes. What's that equal to?
okay. That is equal to 1,250.
That's right, 1,250. And that's answer what?
A.
That's it. Answer A. Got
Oh,
it?
so after you get bigger,
You
you
figured it out.
you're gonna multiply. Oh, I see.
Yeah, but you have to look at this and say, okay, this is divided into eighths, right?
Oh,
8 eighths is a whole. So you say, how many eighths is here? How many eighths are here? And then take the difference and then multiply it by 1,000, because each symbol represents 1,000. So 1 1/4 symbol represents 1,250.
okay.
Got it?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Mercedes, you did good.
Thank you.
You did really, really good. Now, let me just one thing I wanted to point out. Let me see. Let me do a new share before we close out. I wanted to look at. There's one thing I didn't mention. Let's see. New share. Okay. Okay, let me go back up here. Oh, can you see the scatter plot?
No,
No,
no, you can't see anything on the screen, Miss
No,
Barbara.
this screen sharing. Sometimes I have a problem with it. Okay. Let me. Okay, share screen. Can you see scatter plot now?
Yes.
Okay. There's one graph I didn't tell you about, Mercedes, and I just want to kind of quickly go through it. I have a write-up on it, and I'll send it to you when I send the session. But I just want to show you some examples. This was a scatter plot that I did go over, but that's one of the kind of graphs you expected to know for the GED. And this one, I have a table, and then I also have the scattered plot. And what it is, you plot, you have an X and Y, of course, the Y vertical and the X horizontal. And the values you see in this table or on this scatter plot. And the thing, one of the things that you should know is that we have what we call a line of best fit. So we draw a line here touching as many of those dots as we can. And we call that our line of best fit. And this is the way it looked once you draw the line here. Okay.
Oh,
Once you draw the line, this line is sometimes called trend line, a line of best fit. But if you have one like this, there's some correlation. In other words, as your temperature is going up, your sales are going up. We call that a positive correlation. Increase on the X, increase on the Y. If we had the opposite of this, then we call it a negative, because you could have X values increasing and Y values decreasing. So those are the some of the things that that you should know about the scatter plots. Okay, that's another kind of graph to add to your line graphs, your bar graphs, your circle graphs, your pictograms. Okay.
okay.
So sometimes you're given, like in the table, like I gave you a table, right?
Yes.
You could be given a table and it says plot them. Then that means you've got to look on the X and Y axis and actually plot them based on what's in the table. And if you do, you'll get what you see here. Okay.
Okay. You get them in
And
a
then
straight.
question, Mercedes?
We will get them in a straight line.
Uh,
Like
it,
ratio, for
well,
example.
it will be a straight line that goes between the dots. And the point is you want to touch as many of the dots as you can on both sides. Like here, when we drew the line here,
Yeah, that's what
notice
I'm.
we wanted to touch as many of the dots on both sides as we can. It's not a 100% correlation, because see, you still have some over here and some over here that's not on the line. But that's why we call it the line of the best fit, the line that goes through these dots, that touches on as many of the dots as you can.
Okay.
All right. Now, if you have things scattered all over the place, then there's no correlation. In fact, I wanted to show you. Okay. Like here, if you have a line that touches a lot, that's strong positive, where increase on X, increase on Y. If you have one like this, you got more outside than on the line, that's weak. If you have them all over the place, that is scattered all over the place, no correlation. All right.
Oh,
And negative, notice this one, you have an increase, you have increase in Y, increase in X, decrease in Y. Okay.
okay.
It's always, just remember, whenever you have a negative, it's always a line coming downward. You see,
Okay.
always downward. If it's going up, it's positive. If they're all over the place, no correlation. That's just some things to remember about these scatter plots. All right. And questions that may be asked sometimes is, you look at a scatter plot, is the correlation? Yes. Is it negative or is it positive? Now, one of your choices like here is exponential, right? Now, it's not exponential, because exponential plots would not be lines, they would be curves. Okay, so we're dealing strictly here with linear, that are lines. All right.
Okay.
And what can you draw from a scatter plot? That's sometimes they ask you that. Like, for instance, as your temperature goes up, you're gonna sell more ice cream. So you'll see that on the scatter plot, right? People buy more ice cream in the summer than they do in the winter, correct? And the scatter plot will show that as your temperature is going up to 80, 90, whatever, your ice cream sales will go up.
Yes.
Okay, so some questions may be asked, what's the relationship you see between the two variables? Okay.
Okay.
All right, Mercedes, we're going to stop here. I wanted to go over some more of the graphing, but we'll do that the next time. But I will be sending you homework. The homework will be on strictly on graphs and tables, not on the scatter, just the ones we went over before. And you seem to understand those, the line graphs, the pie graphs, okay, and also the bar graphs. I think you can understand those. We didn't go through some, but I think you can. But the homework will be strictly on graphs. But I said I would give you, okay, but I will give you one question on mean, mode, median with
Okay.
negative and positive values,
Oh,
okay? Just to make sure you understand that.
thank you.
Any questions on anything we've gone over?
No, Miss Barbara.
Okay, Mercedes, you did good today.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Yes,
So
I'm
I'll say
excited.
so long.
We're coming back at 4:30.
Yes, we'll be back on at 4:30. We've got to go through our polynomials.
Okay.
You didn't get a chance to look at that, I think, right?
I don't think so. I'm going to check now. See what I did.
Okay.